lots of instruments that you made at home, and lots of different sorts, and we're going to try to classify them. So I have a few examples here that we'll practice with, and then your job will be to classify them as well. So there were lots of ideas we saw. Some simple ideas. How about a couple of pieces of wood? Now, notice what's different about them besides the fantastic paint is their size, their mass, and then listen to the sounds they play, just tapping them on the wall. Not the same note. What else do we have here? Well, we saw some drums. You could, that's a balloon top. Or, similar to that, you have a can that you notice different materials, even or I even saw things kind of like this. Now these aren't great shakers, but there we go. Why not? Things laying around. It's a music maker, actually. Depending how you shake it, you might get a different sound. Okay, what else did we have? Well, we had some set up like this. It's nice and simple. So you get your different notes there. In fact, imagine by filling these different amounts, you could make all sorts of notes that might be of help to you. We had instruments like these. So some of these, we call these the rubber banjos or the hair banjos. So people stretch these out around boxes, which was very smart. That box acts as something called a resonator, gives it more volume. But if you listen, versus different note, and in fact, you get different notes there. Even this little guy's got notes. We had other options too. We saw people with bottles. You can tap them on the side. Or blow across the top. We even had people go back to the trusty wine glasses. You can play them as is. That's, of course, the easier option. Or try to get our, see if we can get this playing. There it is. Try to get our resonance in there. And of course, one of the requirements was multiple notes per object. So you needed to diversify. You couldn't do this with just one wine glass and no adjustments. Finally, some people played, you can play pipes. Now this is an old project that one of the kids had to do. And of course, no surprise, Dad pushed her to do a little extra. But if you just have, this is just plain old PVC pipe laying around. Yes, it upsets everyone that there aren't two more notes on here. But that's not the only way to play these. Heck. And if we cover the bottoms, it's a different note. So there are lots and lots of options. What is this, you say? It's a vacuum attachment. But it's a pipe, and we can cause that air to vibrate. How? Not much of a note, right? Until you notice that there are actually 1, 2 holes, which means this instrument is totally playable. In fact, if I cover both holes, One hole. No holes. Try that again. You hear that? 3 actual notes. That's slightly lower and lower still. So who would have thought? You got music everywhere in your house. So part of what we're going to do is actually have you answer questions. What sort of instruments were these? And the ones you had at home. You can classify them according to that horn bustle and sax. That's it, that classification scheme.